Welcome to my channel, Hills in Business. As I can't seem to stay in one place or job for too long, I thought I'd share my life adventures with you. Welcome back to Hills in Business. Now, in my last video, I announced the news that I am moving to California, but between the move and now, I'm still working on the project. So today I am flying to San Francisco. I have made it to Gatwick South Terminal. Today I'm flying with Norwegian. It's grown on me. I've done a few flights with Norwegian to San Francisco now, and every time it's grown on me. This particular flight with Norwegian was because it was the cheapest option. BA and Virgin were really busy on their flights to San Francisco and San Jose. And actually their economy fare was more expensive than Norwegian's premium economy, so I have booked Norwegian for this trip. Checked in and through security. The premium check-in for Norwegian was really quick. I did notice, however, that the economy was really long. So just something to be wary of. If you get economy with Norwegian, you could have quite a long queue at check-in. Another update is that the last time I flew with Norwegian, I mentioned that you needed the premium flexible ticket to get lounge access at Gatwick. Unfortunately, due to having to cut costs, Norwegian have taken that out now, so you do not get lounge access with the premium flexible ticket anymore. I'm not sure if you can pay extra for it or how you do get it now, or if it's completely not an option, but my ticket, which was premium flexible, did not include lounge access.
One Jason through the galley tonight. One J. Yeah. Oh, Jane.
Here is the weather on the news.
Blue Line train, board here for all terminals and Rivermark Center.
I have made it to San Francisco. As usual, as always, after a long haul flight, I'm feeling pretty knackered, and even more so because immigration took, let's just check, an hour and a half. So landed early, disembarked the plane really quickly, got to immigration quickly as well, but then the queue was really long, and they didn't have that many people working. So I think they've got about a third of their security immigration desk. You know when I'm tired. A third of them are under construction and closed at the moment, so they're working with about a third of the less desks that they normally have, and therefore it was a very long wait. I definitely don't think I've had much luck with immigration the last 6 months. I've travelled for a good 8 years for work and personally, and I would say this is the worst one that I've had. That was a real mental struggle, that queue. Oh well. I'm here now, and that's the main thing. Try not to dwell on it too much. I'm now in the AirTran to pick up the car rental, and the upside of it being so late now, it's about, what time is it, about 7:30 now in the evening, is that there shouldn't be much traffic going back. So my plan is to pick up the car, head to the Airbnb apartment. So I'm actually staying in the same Airbnb that I stayed quite like there because of the gym layout and the proximity to the office. So I'm heading there and getting some sleep. First day in Milpitas. As mentioned before, I am staying in the same Airbnb apartment that I stayed in last time I was in Milpitas. It's called the Touring ApartmentS, and just decided to stay here because I liked it. Good location, really good gym, so why not? Now today, well, I had a few really early morning meetings, but today I decided that I would go and check out some of the areas in and around San Jose. With me moving here in a few months, I thought, what better way than just to go and have a look and drive around myself. I'm going to check out a few different areas. One of the areas is called Communications Hill. Not one of the places that have been recommended, but when I was looking online, I quite liked that there was a trail nearby. The townhomes look quite nice there too. So looking there, going to then go to an area called Willow Glen, then Campbell. Now Campbell's come up quite a few times. In fact, there was a really nice townhome that I really like that's available now, but highly unlikely that that will still be available in May or June, unfortunately. My first stop has been the Ascent ApartmentS before going to Communications Hill. It's one of the ones that they had, it seemed like they had quite a nice sized apartments on the site facilities, so I thought I'd check out the area. So that's the apartments behind. Looked quite nice. I couldn't really find any parking in there. There's all allocated like residence parking, specific guest parking, and then the future residence parking was all full, but I had a drive around. Looked quite nice inside. My concern with here was what was close by, because one of our requirements for where we move is that we can walk to the shops, and what's quite good is just opposite there's this retail area here, so Safeway, which I believe is a supermarket, and then lots of other things here, retail shops, beauty, nail salon, food, all within a walking distance, so that's a positive. I've realised I've just gone straight into talking about the area, well, the places I'm visiting, without talking about the rationale of the area that I'm looking into. So the area that we have been looking in is San Jose in the South Bay area, and I've had lots of people recommend different areas in and around San Jose, and that's what we're checking out. Made it to Communications Hill, found here through some of the townhouses that I found online, and when I done Street View it looked really nice. Also checked some of the forums, and a few people had mentioned it was quite nice here, mainly for Communications Hill, these famous steps that people work out on, and the trail that they have here. It is very nice, and the views are extremely stunning. The properties look really nice too, so it's kind of what I expected, very peaceful. The one thing I would say I've noticed as I have walked around is these random bottles of drinks left around, broken glasses of bottles. It is making me wonder how many people, maybe kids, come out and hang around here in the evenings. The views are really nice, so I can imagine that people do come here and perhaps drink on the street. This is it's the slight impression I'm getting. I could be wrong, though. And I think perhaps it's really noticeable because of how serene and quiet it is here. Therefore, I'm picking up on the little things. But it is nice. One of the things that I'm not so sure of here is, although the area looks quite nice, it seems quite a far away from any shops. So that's probably the downside. Some of the things that we are looking for in terms of an ideal location really is that, well, the ideal place for us would be that we can walk to shops, so that they have coffee shops, restaurants that we can walk to. I'm not talking anywhere with like a huge nightlife with bars, but kind of the feel of Los Gatos as an area. I hear Campbell has something like that. So I do want the option to be able to walk to the shops and not have to drive everywhere. So that is a major thing for me. This area looks like you would need to drive. Made it to my next stop. So this is Willow Glen, and I'm on the main road in Willow Glen, which is Lincoln Avenue. And see lots of shops, restaurants, places to work out, coffee shops, Taiwanese, Chinese. Seems to have a fair mix here. Seems quite popular as well. This came up a lot on the forums, places that people recommended. I definitely wouldn't mind being close to somewhere like this, if I can walk to this, because this is ideal. There is parking on the street, but really it's just nice to know that you can walk to places. Another thing that's important for us is getting to the gym, and it's great. It looks like there's places to work out here as well. Just going to explore a bit more. I managed to visit 3 different areas today. I didn't make it to Campbell as I needed to get to the office, but really happy with the 3 areas I visited so far, and you definitely get a better sense of the area by being there rather than looking at images or taking other people's word for it. I had plans to go to Campbell today after work, and I thought, I can do this and see what the traffic's actually like. But then saw it was 40 minutes and decided just to come back to the Airbnb. But I will hopefully go to Campbell at some point this week, if not after work, on Friday before I head back home. And yeah, just really good. I'm glad to have seen at least a few of the places so far. Day 4 in San Jose, finished work at 4 today, so managed to make it to Campbell. I checked the time at 4 p.m. and it predicted about 30 minutes to get here. In the end, it took me about 40 minutes. Not too different to Monday when I checked the time then. So there was a bit of traffic, but to be honest, it wasn't that bad for me. The traffic I'm used to in and around London and in Kent, I would personally say is worse than here. So yeah, and just excited to visit Campbell now. Just had a stroll up, well, in the UK we would call this the High Street. I'm not sure what they refer to this here in the US. But the main kind of road in Campbell, in downtown Campbell, and it's really nice. Lots of coffee shops, quirky bookshops, furniture stores, boutique clothes shops, pretty much everything, restaurants. I can see a few bar places, and it's pretty much what I expected from the pictures. Really nice, I would say, really nice, relaxed, chilled vibe here. Yeah, my first impressions is that I really like it. It's almost, for me, in comparison to Willow Glen, I would say this is much nicer, almost like an upgraded version of Willow Glen. Next stop is Rivermark. This is a place that was recommended to me by colleagues, and I drove up here from Campbell, and I'm currently in a place called Rivermark Plaza. So there's a supermarket here, lots of restaurants from what we can see, a nail salon, various different types of shops. And it looks fairly new from what I can tell. And in and around the plaza I can see there's various apartments and housing, so I'm going to check that out as well. But first impressions is that it seems pretty nice here. First visited Rivermark Plaza and then just drove around to where the houses are nearby, and there's this big park here and it's actually quite nice, so I can see why people recommended it. Very different from, say, Campbell and Willow Glen. You can see their neighbourhoods or areas that have been around for years. This very much looks like a new new development, so new shops, new houses and apartments. Yeah, I would say this is a fairly young development, but looks really nice. Different feel to Campbell, but yeah, seems like a pleasant place to be. Friday, and I am finally going home. It's been a good week, I would say. Productive in terms of the meetings, but also productive in the sense of using the time in and around work to go and visit more of the area in San Jose. And it's definitely so much better being here rather than just looking at pictures and, you know, listening to what other people say. You get more of a sense when you're there yourself. Out of the areas that I went to, I would say the areas I liked the most were definitely Campbell and Willow Glen. So at the moment, if I had my choice, I would like a place there. Rivermark was nice. It was nicer than expected, but it just had that artificial feel to me. So I wouldn't not stay there if we found somewhere right, but my ideal location at the moment out of the places is definitely Campbell and Willow Glen. I have just boarded my flight back home. I am on the Norwegian flight on the return as well, in premium again. Yeah, I'm definitely getting used to flying Norwegian. Just looking forward now to getting some food and some sleep. Made it to London Gatwick. Always pleased when I touch down here because it's usually a quicker journey home, and also glad to have a good few weeks. Well, hopefully I should have a good few weeks of being grounded and not doing any more long haul travel. I have to admit the constant back and forth has started to take its toll on me, and I am feeling it, so I'll be glad to have a few weeks at least of staying on the ground. Great trip. I'm really pleased that I got to visit a few places. I'm starting to build up an idea of where I would like to be in California. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, as there'll be more videos on my move to California. Thank you for watching Heels in Business.